Foxhole athletes are striking for increased pressure and responsibility. Foxhole is a top-down shooter where players can take on various roles in huge battle. One of those roles being logistical, which involves crafting the weapons used in the fight. A group of those players are currently on strike, saying, "We believe that Foxhole should not have a gameplay experience that causes its players this much frustration, while others run around the battlefield shooting at each other." Foxhole's entire war effort hinges upon the work of logistics players, who have to gather resources, craft items, then transport them to the front line. Without them, there are no supplies, and with no supplies, there's no war. It's an interesting if also thankless job at the best of times, but recent changes to Foxhole have made the job a lot harder. This is normally the time where players start complaining in forum posts or on social media, and to be sure that has happened here. But as a collective, logistics players have done something much more drastic. By realizing how important they are and going on strike. As NME first reported, a group calling themselves Logistics Organization for General Improvement posted an open letter back in December, saying, "Our frustration has begun to eclipse our patience," and giving developers until January 10th to provide specific and detailed feedback about the feasibility of implementing solutions regarding these concerns. When that wasn't forthcoming, the group, numbering around 1,800 players, both veteran and new alike, decided on strike action. Though it should be noted that not all of those signing the letter or joining the group's Discord have taken part so far. While Logi doesn't comprise every experienced logistics player in the game, and doesn't stop other players jumping into the roles temporarily to keep supply lines flowing, it has in places had an effect on battles, with some frontline troops forced to fight each other with nothing but pistol. At time of posting, Foxhole developers Siege Camp have yet to respond to the group's request. You can find the open letter in full below. Dear Siege Camp, we, the undersigned, represent the Foxhole logistical player base, ranging from the experienced veterans to passionate newcomers who have arrived as recently as Update 0.46. We all, Colonial and Warden members alike, are dedicated to Foxhole and believe the current state of logistics has become a threat to the overall health of the game. The cumulative effects of changes made to other systems within Foxhole have increased the stress and responsibility placed on the logistics player base. We believe that Foxhole should not have a gameplay experience that causes its players this much frustration. Utilizing feedback from our members, we have identified the most detrimental issues to the logistics experience. Pull times from public stockpiles/refineries are too long. Acquiring early game components is overly difficult, competitive, and toxic. Hold time for factory orders is too short. Production buildings need a regiment queue. Containers do not allow closed-loop logistics. Lack of midline logistics facilities. Uncrating materials from stockpiles can be extremely tedious due to the fact that stacks do not easily merge. Cannot process an entire freighter worth of salvage into basic material. Crate limits within reserve stockpiles are too low. Snowstorms should not happen on the first day of a war. 3 unstucks per war are too few. Our delegates will elaborate on these issues in more depth at the first press corps roundtable published after this letter. However, we are continuing to examine other issues that are detrimental to the overall logistics player experience. The explosive growth of our organization has shown that these issues are recognized by a significant portion of this community. Our frustration has begun to eclipse our patience. While this list does not constitute all of the issues we've raised, we find these to be the most pressing and believe that only by addressing the aforementioned issues in a timely manner will the attrition of logistics players begin to be alleviated. We request that the developers provide specific and detailed feedback by January 10th. 2022 about the feasibility of implementing solutions regarding these concerns. We have no desire to disrupt the balance of the game, nor do we intend to make the game less engaging or fun for anyone. Our goals are forging a healthy dialogue between the developers and our community, increased player retention, and an improved gameplay experience. On behalf of our members, Logistics Organization for General Improvement.